Hello children and young people, thank you for joining me on our YouTube channel today. Today I'm going to be telling you about making decisions and why it's important to stick with them once you have made them. Now, something I will say ahead of getting into this is if the decision was one that was harmful, like bad for you, or maybe bad and harmful for other people, feel free to just ditch it. You know, if it's a bad idea, don't follow through on it. I'm talking about where you've made a commitment, you've maybe promised something to somebody else, and withdrawing from that now is going to cause either you or them some sadness, distress, harm, something like that. Or it's maybe neutral, like there's no good or bad in it, but you just committed yourself to something anyway. Those are the kind of decisions that I really want to focus on today. For example, a friend invites you to spend some time with them and you say yes, you're committed, but then something else, another special offer comes along, a better offer. Now you're in the situation of considering, do I stick to the original plan, which is not nearly as fun, or do I let that person down in favour of taking up the better offer? This better offer might be a once in a lifetime offer, but you've already made a commitment to somebody else. I would like to suggest that you stick with your original commitment. Now, unless you're able to have like a conversation with someone where you say, actually, you should come too, or, you know, let me explain, this is a once in a lifetime thing, I'd really like to go, can we make this up another time? But if doing that is going to cause like hurt or distress this other person because you dropped them in favour of something that was more pretty and shiny, then I would say that's not okay. You know, I think that if you have made a commitment, that you need to stick to it. And I'll tell you why in just a moment. If you have made a promise to someone, if you've promised somebody something like, I'm going to do this on this day at this time, I got you, I got your back here. If you've made that kind of a promise to someone, don't bail out of it. Don't break your promise because you can't be bothered, or because, I don't know, like you forgot, because you didn't plan things properly or something like that. You've got to keep your promises. And if you enter into something like, I don't know, maybe you go on a trip or you go to school, if you're a person that goes to school, there are going to be certain boundaries and limitations and rules that surround that. You have to accept those, because when you enter into that kind of a environment, when you go into that environment, when you go into those situations, and you're agreeing, yeah, I'm going to accept these rules, I want to be here, so I'm going to take on board what the limitations are here. Don't then get annoyed, nearly swore, didn't know. Don't then get annoyed and upset when those rules and limitations are imposed and you find that actually you can't have everything your own way. Now let's get to the why. Here's why I am suggesting that you start to, you know, roll out this idea of sticking with the decisions and commitments that you make. It's not just because it's going to make everybody else's lives easier, although it quite possibly will. It's also because sometimes in life you're going to come up against stuff. You're going to come up against like a brick wall, some kind of a challenge where you think, I don't want that. That's not the way, I would rather have something else. I don't want to accept these things. When you have that experience where you kind of hit something and go, oh no, I think I'd rather be here instead, but you decide to stick to your original commitments anyway, it teaches you how to cope with the circumstances that you had already accepted. Now, something quite beautiful can also come out of that. When you allow yourself to accept those limitations, when you allow yourself to accept those difficult situations that you would rather just drop in favour of something better, when you accept them, it causes you to become more creative in your thinking, because your brain's going to have to go, oh no, I need to be able to cope with this. I'd rather wiggle out of it, to be quite honest, but instead I'm going to have to cope. So on an emotional level, you're going to get more creative with how you start to manage your emotions. But you might also start to come up with some, new and resourceful ways to be able to cope within the parameters of that situation as well. Within the situation itself, it's going to cause you to think in a different way, because instead of running away from it, you're actually going to go, all right, well, we're here. It is what it is. Let's see how we make this work. Let's make the best of it. Because you've stuck with what was your original commitment, the original thing that you decided to do. The other important thing about doing that is it provides you with a really important resource for when you are older. In my experience in life, being the ancient person that I am, in my experience, I have come to find that some of the most unpleasant adults that I've met are the ones who have always been able to get their own way. Like maybe they choose to do something and then at the last minute go, oh, I don't want to do it anymore. And they screw things up for everybody else along the way, but for them it works out okay. Maybe they're just freaking flaky, because you can never quite pin them down. They say they're going to do one thing, but then they never do it. They say they're going to be there, they never show up. Those kind of people, they're a pain in the butt. I don't want you learning that kind of behavior is okay, because it's not. It's not okay to be that way. People need to be able to trust your word. When you say, I'm going to do this, when you say, I'm going to be there, when you say, I want this, people need to be able to trust that your word means something. Because when they do, their belief in you will increase. Their respect for you will increase. And this is really why I want you to focus on committing to the decisions that you make. Not just to kind of keep you penned in to a set of limitations. It's not really about that. It's about you becoming an authentic person. It's about you becoming an authentic person, someone that we can trust, someone that we believe has integrity. And that's what I want for you. So that's why I'm talking to you now about committing to the decisions that you make. And I want to know if you can do it. If you do, if you're one of those people that genuinely, if you say it, you mean it. That's just the way it goes. If you're that person, I want you to make a comment in the comments box below. Give me an example of when you have done that. Even when maybe it was at great personal cost and expense to you. Tell me about it. I'm interested. If this was a useful video for you today, then make sure you click the thumbs up button to let me know that you liked it. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, then go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And click the notifications bell so that you get notified the next time I upload a video. But for now, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate your commitment in doing so, and I will see you on the next video. Bye!